Hi parents, this video is about color identification. Today I'm going to use a material that's traditionally used in a Montessori classroom, but the way that I'll be demonstrating it won't necessarily be the way that it would be implemented in a Montessori classroom. Just one of many options for teaching color identification, and hopefully this might be helpful for any of you that are finding that other options aren't working for your child. So the color box that I have is color box 3. It looks like this, and it has a set of colors that are in gradients, so from light to dark. So each color has different shades and tints in the box. If you're going to purchase something like this, I'd recommend a color box 2, but before you purchase anything, I'd recommend that you just make something simple like this using construction paper. So basically what I have done is selected just the primary colors out of the box. So just red, yellow, and blue. You should definitely start with just those colors. So today I'll show you just 3 different variations of how you can teach this lesson. And if you're finding that this works for you, then I can add other extensions to this. But again, what you're going to want to do is just cut out squares of red construction paper, yellow construction paper, and blue. So 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 blue. So the first thing you're going to do is sit with those squares of paper in front of your body with your child facing you, and you're going to hold up the first color and say, for example, this is red, red, and set it down next to the other red. Then you'll hold up the yellow and say, this is yellow, yellow, and set it down next to the yellow. Then you'll hold up blue, say this is blue, set it down next to the blue. Then the next thing you're going to do is choose one of the 3 colors and say to your child, here's the blue, can you put the blue on your head? And then your child will put the blue on their head. Then ask them to put the blue back in your hand. Then you'll do the same thing with yellow and red. And then you might say, for example, here's the blue, can you put the blue on your toe? And then go through each of the other 2 colors. To that, you can add any other variation of gross motor movement. So you could say, for example, can you take the blue across the room and set it on the table? Or here's the yellow, can you hand that to dad? Here's the red, can you go put this on the counter? What you want to try to avoid is quizzing the child. So saying, for example, what color is this? Or can you pick up the one that is blue and put it on the table? You want to say the color and give it to the child so that they have time to practice this. This should take only about 5 minutes, and I know that sometimes it's tempting to keep a child sitting working on something longer than that to get the practice that we'd find to be ample for something, but for a kid in this age group it's really important to keep it short, 5 minutes, and then do that every day for a week before you try another variation of this. So every day for a week you lay out the color pieces and you invite them to come participate in the activity, and you are naming the color and giving them a gross motor activity to do with the colors, making it fun and enjoyable for them. But for the next variation of this, you would again set out the colors and name each of them for your child. This is yellow, this is red, this is blue, matching them up to the one that matches with them. But then you could take toys, for example, and say to them, like, for example, this corn is yellow, here's the yellow. Or you might say, here's the corn, can you put it in the yellow? And point your finger towards the yellow. Or here's a red tomato, put it here next to the red, so that they're matching something that's in their hand with one of the tiles. And you can do that with any sort of manipulatives you might have, counting or sorting objects, plastic food, Legos, any toys that you have that your child enjoys, where you're just giving them different opportunities to match that. You can also give them the red tile and say, okay, let's go around the house, here's the red tile, and we'll match this to anything we can find in the house that's red. And you do that for each of the colors. Again, what you want to avoid is quizzing them and asking them, what color is this? You're going to be, again, giving them the information and giving them an opportunity to match it. You should do this activity as well for a full week. only 5-10 minutes each session, and then you can move on to the third activity. So for the third activity, then what you would be doing is kind of testing your child's knowledge of the colors that you've practiced for 2 weeks. 1 week doing gross motor activities where they're moving the colors around and just interacting with them. The second week where they're matching different colors to that. And again, every time you're identifying that color for them. Then on the third week, you would say to them, this is red, this is yellow, this is blue. Can you please point to the yellow? Put your finger on the yellow. And if they point to the incorrect color, then you would say, well, thank you for pointing to red. This is the yellow. Can you put your finger on the yellow with me? So then you can kind of assess whether or not they know those colors, and you can repeat that every day for 5 minutes for a week, just finding different fun ways to then ask them to demonstrate their knowledge. So you might say, okay, pick up the red and put it on your head, but without giving them the information of which one is red. So you can practice it in the 2 ways that you had the previous week, but with removing your piece of giving the knowledge so that they're demonstrating what they know.